So can you get too much of a good thing? Well, you can. Although water plays a vital role in our bodies and we can't survive for more than a few days without it, definitely we can have too much. Just like too little is fatal, too much water is fatal as well. We can have a situation where if we're consuming a large amount of water in a short period of time, that you can actually come down with what we call water intoxication. And with that water intoxication, the kidneys cannot rid the body of the water as it is being consumed and diluting out the bloodstream. It can't do it fast enough. So too much water, the kidneys can't keep up. So if the kidneys are processing slowly 15 liters a day of filtrate, if we consume like a big old gallon of water or 2 gallons of water in a short period of time, it could actually cause death. So please don't take on any dares where someone dares you to drink as much water as possible in a short period of time. It could cause fatal results. So, like we mentioned, a large bolus of water can cause some major issues. What are some symptoms of water intoxication? Well, one of the symptoms is that you start having problems with your body functioning, because after the maximum amount of water that the kidneys can process has been passed up in that time window, we start having things like, again, your brain isn't functioning as well because it's swelling. So ultimately you start having cognitive issues. We can also have things that are going to be causing issues with muscles cramping. We have a lot of problems. So like I said, if we are over consuming water, the brain tissue is going to swell, not going to function as well. We also have things like a headache that comes on, changes in behavior. We can have muscle cramping, nausea, twitching of the muscles, muscle weakness, vomiting, confusion, irritability, drowsiness, and like we mentioned, possibly even death. And the main cause for excessive water intake are things like a dare. I dare you to drink as much water as you possibly can. Or we can have a situation like a psychiatric disorder, such as schizophrenia, or even something like anorexia nervosa, where someone is, again, over-consuming and then having some issues with water balance. Kind of an interesting and a little bit scary situation is this aquagenic urticaria pruritus. And with this is a rare allergy towards water, where an individual, if they get on their skin, they actually have the equivalent of an allergic reaction. It's very painful, it's itchy, and so even with water consumption, bathing, and sweating, as well as other environmental influences, it can be a trigger. The condition requires a combination of lifestyle changes and allergy medication. And even though water is the most essential nutrient, there can be situations where someone is hospitalized. Let's talk about this. So, like we had mentioned earlier in the reading and information, we don't want to overconsume water. An example of a situation where someone was dared or bet that they could consume a lot of water in a short period of time was this Hold Your Wee for a Wee contest. So several years ago, there was a radio disc jockey who had a contest where individuals would have to drink as much water as possible in a short period of time. And if they held their urine and did not go to the bathroom while consuming all of that water, then they were able to win this Wii gaming system. Well, a mother did win the Wii gaming system, but she actually had water intoxication. Her brain swelled. She had complications and she actually ended up passing away. So this is something where we don't want to repeat this. We don't want another woman dying after extreme water consumption without relief. Water intoxication causes the balance between electrolytes and water to be disrupted, and it causes so many issues with neurological conditions and muscle. We can also have situations where people are hospitalized due to water contamination. So water can easily be contaminated by bacteria and other harmful substances, and those microorganisms can cause death if left untreated. There's also situations where we can have water contamination by toxins. So in Flint, Michigan, there's an extreme situation that occurred, and we're still resolving it to this day with regard to the water safety being compromised in a whole entire area. 12 people were killed by the contaminated water in Flint, and 90 people received severe illness from that water itself. At this time, what I want you to do is watch the video discussing the Flint, Michigan water crisis. Although this video is from 2016, it may seem a little outdated. It very definitely shows in a short period of time the importance of not cutting corners when we're talking about water safety and providing it to children all the way up to the elderly populations.